Hi, I'm Anna Denton-Jones of Refreshing Law Limited, and in today's session I'm going to be talking about some issues around holiday pay and sickness. Now, you're probably familiar with the idea that an employee continues to accrue annual leave even on a period of long-term sickness absence. So potentially the employer faces a cost then when the employee returns to work in the future and wishes to take their holiday at that later time, and that transcends holiday years. So even if you normally have a rule that you have to take holiday in a particular holiday year, or you lose it, sort of use it or lose it kind of policy, people who are on long-term sick, like ladies who are on maternity leave, will be entitled to carry forward the holiday that they've been unable to take because they've been ill or on maternity leave into future holiday years. So from an employer's perspective, it can lead to people building up quite big chunks of annual leave. And then there's a cost, for example, if somebody's employment is terminated, for example, through capability, if they are remaining unwell. So could an employer force the employee to take their holiday during the period of sickness? Just like the employee can choose to take their period of holiday during the period of sickness if they wish to. So the Parader decision, which is European in origin, tells us that the employee can pop up, if you like, during the period of sickness absence and say, now I will take my holiday, please. Now, that's most likely to happen where somebody's run out of sick pay and it's a way in which they can continue to earn some money. But can the employer equally say to the employee, now you're going to take your holiday? Regulation 15.2 of the Working Time Regulations suggests that an employer could, because that's the mechanism through which an employer can make an employee, upon notice, take some holiday. And I think sometimes we forget that we're so busy dealing with people's holiday requests when they want to take holiday that sometimes we forget that employers can actually dictate to the employee, you are going to take holiday at a certain time. That's all well and good. I think the Parader decision, however, tells us that somebody shouldn't be forced to take holiday against their will. So I think you'd get into a world of trouble potentially if you did exercise that right during a period of sickness. The other thing, of course, is that if the person's sickness is as a result of something that would qualify as a disability, and remember there's that really broad definition of disability under the Equality Act, they're likely to be able to argue they've been treated detrimentally as a result of their disability, because they would run an argument saying, we haven't forced other people to take their holiday at this particular time, but you've forced me, and that's connected with my disability. So I think we probably wouldn't want to go there. The next thing that can happen is when somebody's returning to work, you might have a phased return. So the GP might, for example, suggest that somebody phases back into work gently over a certain period. And sometimes those phased returns can actually be over quite a long period of time. If the employee is not able to work full time, there's no obligation on the employer to pay them their full salary, although lots of employers will do that at that point, particularly if it's a short period of phasing in. So could an employee who's in a position where maybe they're working half the time and they're only receiving half their salary be forced to use their annual leave in the remaining half of the time, so that the employer didn't have the build-up of holiday until later to be used later on? Again, technically, Regulation 15.2, the employer could dictate a certain amount of holiday, but again, the Parader decision, I think, suggests that that would be viewed unfavourably in terms of breach of the purpose behind the working time regulations, and again the disability angle is going to be there. So I don't think there's anything wrong with an employee volunteering to use up some of their holiday and asking to do that in the same way during sickness. If somebody wants to use their holiday, then we'll let them, but I don't think we can make people do it, because I think that's when we would get into trouble. If you have any questions, please do email me, adenton@refreshinglawltd.co.uk. Thank you very much.